Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And I wanted to talk about signs of a bored husband. This is something that comes up in my one-on-one sessions, especially when I'm working with women and wives, and they are feeling like they aren't connecting with their husbands as much as they used to. And what I've often found is that at the root of the issue, the reason why they're not connecting as much, the reason why they're not communicating as much is because their husbands are bored. The dynamic of the relationship has kind of become a little bit more monotonous. It's a little bit more routine, which is completely understandable, right? I don't want to sit here and say that's the worst thing that could possibly happen, because the reality of the situation is life happens, right? We have to work, we have to pay the bills, we have to take care of kids. There's so many things that we have to do in our day-to-day lives that what ends up happening is our relationships take a back seat. And that's because once we are comfortable with our partner, once we have been with our partner for an extended period of time, we no longer necessarily feel the need to invest the time in maintaining and sustaining the relationship, because the thought becomes, or the assumption is, that the relationship will always be there. And unfortunately, that is not true. So, how do you identify, how do you begin to take a look at the signs to see if your husband is bored? Well, the first one, and the most common one that I found, is excessive use of technology, right? So whether that be a laptop, a cell phone, watching TV all the time. And the reason being is because it's a distraction from your current emotional state. People have a tendency of utilizing technology, their phones, being on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever the case may be, in order to distract themselves from their current life and from their current reality. Instead of actually taking the time to pull back and really self-reflect and understand why you are feeling the way that you're feeling, why you are bored, are you not fulfilled in your relationship, why you don't feel fulfilled in your relationship. So what is the easy way out? Distracting yourself. So if you are noticing an uptick in your husband's use of technology, that might be the first sign that there is some boredom going on. The second one that I find often is a lack of communication, right? Or a reduction of communication. And this happens because there really isn't much to talk about anymore, right? So conversation is easily carried when two individuals have something to talk about, something to share, something that happened in their day that they're happy and excited to share, or maybe just something that happened that upset them or frustrated them, and they want to be able to get that out and feel the support from their partner. But oftentimes when people fall into a routine, the communication starts to dwindle because there really isn't anything to share, right? You are fully aware of your partner's routine. You know what they do on a day-to-day basis. You know that they go to work, that they come home, they eat their dinner, they watch TV, and they go to bed. So what is so different in their life that you would feel the need to sit down and discuss? And if your life is similar as an individual, if you're not really doing much and you're just kind of following the same routine day to day as well, you're not feeling fulfilled in your own life. So do you feel like what you are going to share is of quality? Most people don't. So they just go back to not saying anything, right? They just kind of cocoon themselves, and they just don't share. So one of the secondary primary sign, obviously, of some kind of boredom going on is that your husband is not communicating as much anymore. He's kind of going internally. He's becoming a little bit more introverted, and he's not wanting to share things that happened in his day. The third one is he just doesn't want to do things together anymore. And the reason being is because when an individual becomes bored in a relationship, you start to lose the connectivity, right? So that emotional connection that you guys usually have starts to fizzle out. And when that starts to happen, there really isn't an excitement about sharing experiences with your partner. So if he's not wanting to do things with you, it's possible because he's become so comfortable in his routine that he's and has isolated himself enough that it's more so that he is processing the relationship itself more from an individualistic standpoint. He's focused on how he's feeling. He's focused on distracting himself. He's focused on just kind of getting through the day in order to kind of start the next day. And the thought of having to put out energy to bring some excitement into the relationship, to add a new dynamic, can seem daunting or exhausting. So if you're noticing that your partner is not wanting to do a lot of things with you, that also may be a reason or a sign that your partner is bored. Another reason for your partner maybe not wanting to do things is because with boredom and with routine, oftentimes we see increased levels of stress, which can contribute to depression and anxiety. So there may be some level of depression or anxiety that's going on here that may be causing a change in their interaction, right? They aren't as bubbly, as happy. They're a little bit more low when it comes to their emotion. So also keep that in mind. Another sign, and this is maybe a little bit opposite to the previous one, is they go out a lot with their friends. They are not spending as much time at home. And the reason being is because they just feel bored at home. There really isn't anything that excites them about coming home. There isn't anything that they're looking forward to. So instead, they try to distract themselves, just kind of like point number one, which is the use of technology to distract themselves. They start hanging out with their friends a lot more, and they start doing external activities outside of the home in order to kind of refill their tank, to feel a sense of fulfillment, to kind of get that excitement and that fun that they are lacking in the relationship. So if you're noticing that your husband is going out more and spending more time with friends, it is very possible, or a sign, that he, again, is bored in the relationship. The fifth and final one that I actually see all the time is that your husband starts spending more time at work, right? So two things that men prioritize in their life is their sense of independence and focusing on success, feeling like they are fulfilled in what they are doing. So if they are bored with their home life, it is very possible that they will start investing more time at work, because it is something that fulfills them. It is something that they feel like they can control, and it is something that distracts them, makes them happy, or it just really helps them to focus, because the only thing that they're focusing on at that time is on their work and trying to become more and more successful. So those are some of the things that I have seen frequently in my one-on-one coaching sessions in regards to pattern of behavior that are clear indications that your husband is probably bored in the relationship, in the marriage. So just to clarify and just to cover those things again, the first one is excessive use of technology. The second one is a reduction or a lack of communication. The third one is not really wanting to do things together anymore. The fourth one is going out with friends a lot and spending more time outside of the home. And the fifth one is investing more time at work. If you guys related to this video, if you like this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love open dialogue. I love having conversations with people. So if this is something that you related to, or you know somebody who's going through this, or you just feel like I missed something, please make sure you leave your comments down in the comment box below. Or if you just want to know a little bit more, you want more details in regards to this topic, you can go to happilycommitted.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. If you just want to book a one-on-one coaching session with myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team, you can also book directly through the website. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and a relationship coach. I hope you guys are staying happy and healthy. See you guys soon.